Okay, so I'm back at the junkyard and I just got this thing apart, and what I need out of here is I need the EPS, because the BCU brand. So yesterday I went to pick these up, and this is the cap, this is the LED for the EPS, and this is the EPS light. Let me see, can't get it. There it goes. And now I'm gonna wire it into here. All right, so I took my cluster apart, and this isn't for the faint of heart. If you've never done this before, watch a video on it. I've done it about 10 times, so I'm pretty comfortable with doing this. So what I did was I cut it out, notched it right here. Whoops, it's really small. And I'm gonna put my EPS there, my EPS light there. And I used 10 snips to cut the board just like scissors. You can cut these just like scissors. So I'll show you the next step. All right, so you see on the bottom right, like at the 5 o'clock position, you'll see there's an arrow there. That's gonna be your negative side. Right by my finger, there's a couple of them, 3, 4. Yeah, I soldered that without a magnifying glass, so I couldn't even see what I was doing. But yeah, there it is. That's gonna flow from your positive to your negative. Okay, so I got the LED in there. All I had to do was clip it together. I didn't even have to glue it or anything, and I tested it and it works. And I'm gonna wire these wires up. This is my negative, this is my positive. So my negative is going to go to the Civic, the plug that's yellow and blue, and then this one's going to the B7 wire on the instrument cluster. Here we go. See, I glued it, and then this is gonna lay on top of it like so. I just clean it with alcohol, so it has a little mark on it, but yeah, that's how it's gonna work. Okay, so I ended up pinning these wires back in so I can hook up my EPS light. And the main reason why you want to do this is because if you throw an EPS code, it'll shut the whole EPS system down, and you won't have any way to turn it off because you're not wired into the system. So right here, we're gonna have to wire it into the OBD port. This right here is the yellow wire with the blue stripe, and that's gonna go to the EPS light itself. It's like its own cell light. And then this right here, I got to check out more, but I think it's going to go to the gray wire on the OBD2 port. This is the service connector one, which is easy. It goes to the brown one in there, and that gets grounded out when you hook up your Honda HIM or when you have some type of scanner. But this is really important to have hooked up instead of just 3 wires, because if something goes wrong with the EPS, I won't be able to pull the codes. I won't have any way to know what's wrong with it. And a lot of people, what they do is they just replace the box down there when you don't have to do that. You just have to have this wired up. Okay, so this wire right here is going to go to the EPS. Basically, it's like an EPS MIL light. And this is the closest wire I could find that I had. So this is yellow green, but this is actually yellow blue wire. And remember, so this is going to the B7 on the cluster, and this wire, even though it's positive, is going to be flowing the direction to ground. So it's coming in here, and this is going to the BCU, and this is going to be grounded. So when I turn the key on, this is going to light up the EPS light, and then the BCU is going to shut it off when there's no codes. So yes, even though this is a positive wire, this is the direction it's going to flow to ground. So on your cluster, you have to have the correct polarity basically for the LED bulb. So this has to be basically the direction to flow to the negative. Okay, so I got everything mocked up. There's my EPS light. I started it, and after I started it, it shut off. So let's test it out. Let's prime it. There's my EPS light. Oh, that's not what we got going. See, it went off. It's 2 in the morning, so I'm trying not to make a lot of noise, but you can see everything is working so far. All right, so the next wire you need is E29, which is right here. So you can tell this is E31, so it's green and orange. This one's red and white. And then you have a brown wire, and that's going to be the communication to your BCU on your EPS. This is the only wire you're not going to wire in. You could throw this away. This right here is a torque steering sensor, so your motor doesn't heat, but this is controlled by the ECU. See, there's no way to do anything with this. This right here is going to be connected to that up here, so it could communicate with the BCU. I'm going to test it with my scanner and see if I even need to hook this up. This is the PGMI or H diagnosis. Honestly, don't know right now at this point if I need it or not. So I'm going to hook this up and then test it with my Honda HIM clone. And if it connects to the BCU, then I'm done. I'm not going to do anything else. Otherwise, if you want to wire this in, this goes to the OBD port. I'm going to test this. This is supposed to be 5 volts, so we'll see if everything checks out. So I got everything wired up. Dash light's still working, except for the gray wire over there. I want to see if it's needed, and then now I'm going to go hook up my Honda HIM and see if I can connect to the EPS.